Hello, in this video we're going to learn how to take your 3D model and put it on this little chip so that we can walk it over to the 3D printers and 3D print it. Now, when you are looking in Tinkercad, first thing you need to do is make sure that you're looking all the way around your model. Take a look at it really close, make sure there's no gaps, make sure there's nothing that is going to fall apart as soon as you try to print it. If there is a tiny gap right here, so if this wall is not at all connected to this tower and there's a gap there, and it's going to be hard to notice that gap, these will not be connected as they print. And so you need to carefully take a look all the way around your model and make sure that you are not leaving tiny gaps anywhere. Now, as soon as you are sure that you want to print the thing that you are getting ready to print, up here in the export button is how you export it, and you're looking for this STL. Now, if you have something clicked, so I just clicked on this tower and I click export, it's going to give me some options. It's going to say the selected shape or the 3 selected shapes or everything in the design. Usually people want everything in the design. So you click STL and this computer is going to download this project. Now what you need to do is get over to Cura, the program name Cura. And I'll try to have a link on the desktop. This is what the emblem looks like, this little C shape. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to hit this button up here to try to find it. Now it's going to go to the downloads folder, and so take a look at the time. Now it showed up in my build plate as the same size as you exported it from Tinkercad. This is way too big. So we have some tools. The first tool you'll see is the move tool. So that's moving it around. This is the scale tool. You need to scale it down. Here's rotate, so you can rotate things if you need to rotate them to make them fit. Sometimes a project is better to print on the back instead of standing up. You can flip or mirror, you can duplicate projects. And when you have something in there, click this slice button. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate all the code that it takes to make this piece. Well, this piece will take 4 hours to print and take 49 grams. Now, if your 3D model is going to take, let's say, more than 100 grams to print, you need to talk to me. You need to make sure that you are getting this project approved, because if it's a very simple project, we're going to print it smaller. If you want a project printed larger, you need lots of detail in it. So this has got some detail. I'll print it medium sized right here. Now that I'm ready to go, what I need to do is double check that I'm looking at the correct printer. We have 2 different types of printers: Creality 3, Ender 3, Monoprice Select. If I ever buy a new printer, you'll see a third option here. The nozzle size, I'm going to keep the Ender 3s at 0.6 millimeter nozzles. And over here are all the options that you saw in the other videos, or in the future videos. The infill can be 10 or 20%. More infill means stronger, but it also takes more material. Support, I'm going to want support, because if you don't have support, all of a sudden it's trying to, when it has to print up high, it can't just print in thin air, so it has to build support up to the things it's printing after it gets to the first bottom layer. And bed adhesion, if you're new to this, what you can do is, I clicked on the custom button here, and then you can take a look at the specifics. Bed adhesion, the easiest one is raft. However, it takes the most materials. Skirt brim, if you get good at 3D printing, you can stop using the raft, but maybe for your first project, use a raft. Click slice. Now let me show you what happens after it slices. You can actually preview your work right here. So here I am previewing the actual movement of the printer. If I can zoom in, I'm holding the shift key and right clicking to move like that. Now if I slide this down, it will go back and show me what the first layer will look like. Now that's my raft. The raft takes up a few layers, and it covers more of the area than your project will. Then here's the first layer of the castle, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, all the way up. You can see that the drawbridge there doesn't have any support beneath it. Now here is the end of the preview. If I'm satisfied and if I feel like I can send this to the printer, for your first few projects, have me come and look at it before you do that. What you need to do is you need to have one of these 3D printing cards. It can be found on this modified clipboard that I have here. I've got my 3D printing cards. It needs to go inside of an adapter to make it SD card size. This little one is called a micro SD card. Here's an SD card. And as I insert this into the computer, what you'll see on the screen is that down here it will change from saved file to saved to removable disk. If I click this, it is sending the Gcode file to my disk. Here, if I click eject, now it's safe to take that disk out. If you ever want to change the name of your project, it's over here. Maybe put your name in there. But now that we have saved it to the micro SD card, this little card has the code that is going to make your 3D printing happen. So see me about getting the 3D printer started. Once you see it, you'll never forget it. And I hope this video was enough to get you started.